Hey, what up, everybody? All right, this is Easter morning. I woke up about an hour ago. The first thing came across my news feed was this attack in Sri Lanka. I know most of us don't know where that is. It's Western Asia, Eastern Asia, and they came under attack. A couple of suicide bombers in the churches, and then there were the counts kept changing. For example, like I had 3 or 4 different stories on my news feed, and the death count ranged from 40 up until the last one I had was 138 with 500 injured. There was also a different account of how many were suicide bombers, and I'm assuming that the other bombs were not so common. For example, we're very familiar with the suicide bomber and how they operate, but we don't have really much information on how the other attacks occurred, if they were guns or remotely detonated bombs or fires, or what the situation was exactly. But it was early this morning. Hundreds dead, over 100 dead for sure, and several hundred injured. First thing Easter morning. Somebody might think this has something to do with the fire in France at Notre Dame Cathedral a few days ago, 5, 6 days ago. And I think it's all coordinated. All of it is the same suspects, the same usual suspects. Nobody's doing this but jihadists. Islamic jihadists, terrorists. Islamic terrorists. I don't know why everybody wants to sit around and wait on this, and you want to get videotape, and what we have here is purely a war against good and evil. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for these people who are suffering as a result of a lot of government's ignorance and just plain old unmitigated resolve to ignore where these attacks are coming from and who needs to be scrutinized, what groups need to be watched in order to prevent these, or at least lower the count, because you don't want to discriminate. Well, we got a lot of that going on, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until something radical occurs. Not that these deaths aren't radical enough, but it's going to have to hurt some decision makers closely, and that is too bad, because the odds are that that's not going to happen. Therefore, the rest of the world will suffer through their ignorance and lack of resolve to change anything. This is particularly sad, man, because they set this up for Easter. I'm here in Detroit, and we're right by Dearborn and Hamtramck. If you're not familiar with Hamtramck, it's a small city that's actually surrounded by Detroit, and they're heavy Muslim populations. So there's reason for concern, as far as I'm concerned, whether or not our homeland security actually is enlightened enough to actually step up and do anything. I don't think that they are. That's my personal opinion. I don't like to be angry with the government or put down our law enforcement agencies. These people are charged with protecting us, but they're failing. 138 dead, 500 plus injured in Sri Lanka Easter morning, because the governments are failing to protect us. Have a look at this guy back here. That's that little channel back there still buffering. But anyway, this guy was arrested for stopping migrants at the border. Another result of government just sitting on their behinds and deciding that, everything's okay. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to change anything. But recognize who this is coming from. This is a Democrat. This is Democrats blocking security. These are Democrats blocking safety. These people are evil demons. They're possessed by evil spirits that won't allow them to see the truth. These people are on the side of evil. Now, I know a lot of people out there are sitting up going, well, everybody's not evil. Well, there's enough of them to make the ones who are just ignorant followers look like it. It's hard to believe that people just after it's jihadists after jihadists after jihadists after jihadists after jihadists. See, keep coming here to attack us and Christians all around the world, and people still walk around like they don't know who's doing it. Like they don't know who bears watching. Oh, great Heavenly Father, help us, please, through these trying times. And if you're not prayed up, you're going to be part of the problem too. You're going to be a victim. I'm asking everybody to get their prayers in line. Some of us really don't believe in prayer. So many of us call ourselves Christians, and so many of Jewish faith. But what do we do in actual practice to demonstrate that? We say God sometime, we say a prayer over a meal, or we try to follow a Sunday tradition. To me, if you're not using your power of prayer, you're slipping. Like we like to say, you're just slipping. So I'm going to say, we're not going to be able to rely on the government to protect us. We're going to have to be in prayer. Keep in mind that this is a spiritual war, people. This is a spiritual war. Sri Lanka, 138 dead. How many times we're going to keep having these high death counts and sitting up going, well, I wonder who did it. I wonder who would do something like this. We know who would do it. We know who did it. Now, unfortunately, this poor guy back here been arrested for patrolling the border with a gun and stopping illegals from coming over because he sees it as a threat. And, I would probably be riding right with that dude. We'd probably be handcuffed in the same car, if I was down there. I think that happened in El Paso. So I can't give you a 100% count on the count of where he was arrested. Like I said, I got up an hour ago. I've been trying to get numbers on the dead and the number of explosions and the techniques and what the police activity were and those type of things, and then get myself set up for a quick video here. So I'm not going to make this long. I just want to ask all of you, this is Easter Sunday. Get up, pray without ceasing, as the scripture instructs us. Pray without ceasing, and because we have to call on God. This is a spiritual war. We have to do things ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. We have to remain vigilant, and we have to be prepared to fight. And many of you are not. I understand some of you are not, but don't interfere with the people who do, who will. Help them out. Some of us need cash. Some of us need resources, access, what they call gifts in kind. So I have other friends. We're going to come back a little bit later on, probably, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But we're going to come back and we're going to set up some ideas for financing. And I would really like to see Americans just get out in the street and just protest. There's more of us than there are of them right now. If we keep sitting back and letting them recruit, letting them scare people out of their safety zones, out of their peace, let these terrorists terrorize, basically, because that's what's happening, and it's your fault. It's my fault. We're not crying out to the Lord. We're not staying in prayer. We're not being vigilant. We've got to try, people. So anyway, like I said, I guess I just really wanted to get up. It's unfortunate we get up in the morning. We got obviously a breach here, and the government trying to stop God from stopping people from coming over the border in the United States. So, well, I guess I want to say thank you. What are you doing up this early at 7 o'clock Sunday on Easter morning? Thank you, and I'll see you next time.